cashew, a tropical evergreen tree that produces the cashew seed and the cashew apple accessory fruit. Roasted cashew nut retails for over $36,700 per metric ton, making the price of cashew today 3 times higher than that of copper, Zambia's major export. In this documentary, we look at the social-economic impact of cashew production in Western Province. There are over 6 million cashew trees planted in Western Province thanks to the Cashew Infrastructure Development Project, CIDP, financed by the African Development Bank and the government of the Republic of Zambia.
Let's start here. Why is cashew so valuable? What are the uses of cashew nut?
A lot of people sometimes wonder, when we talk of cashew, because the cashew fruit itself has the nut and also the fruit. All of that is very important. The nut itself, that's the one which is processed. You can use it as a snack, and also in cooking. You can do a lot of recipes for cooking where cashew is an ingredient. In a situation like in our country where we still have high levels of malnutrition, cashew can be an ingredient in some of the high protein supplements for malnourished children. When it comes to the fruit itself, you can eat it as a raw fruit. This can also be processed into a lot of other drinks that people can consume. But also you can use the fruit also to process some alcohol out of that. Cashew also is used in a lot of other products like paints. The potential for industrial use is quite high, and this is where government also should support the multiple product use of cashew.
With proper care, cashew is easy to grow and has high economic benefits, with yields ranging from 2 kilograms to 50 kilograms per tree per year.
These trees, they usually yield only once in a year. So when we say 2 kilograms, that one, it means the only 2 kilograms which a tree will yield in a given year. This yield will continue increasing with the increasing canopy. Relatively, one would estimate that in a very given year, with good management, it could be adding up to about 2 kilograms. So upon starting in year 3 or 4, you will get 2 kilograms, and it will continue adding 2 kilograms to a point where you can reach to having production of about 15 kilograms, even 20 kilograms, even more than that. We have records elsewhere where production is even more than 50 kilograms per tree.
In Zambia, under the First Republic, we had what we were calling national tree planting. Farmers were able to plant cashew in mass. The focus was on planting. So there wasn't a very careful approach as to which species should be planted. And now what we are faced with is a situation of how do we manage these old trees so that they are able to be productive and support the farmers in terms of incomes. This lack of care of the trees that were planted earlier on is what led to these trees not being productive. A lot of diseases and pests also increased. Now we are faced with a situation to correct by managing these old trees through spraying, pruning, all these cultural practices.
Western Province has suitable climatic conditions for growing cashew. However, special care has to be taken as most of the Western Province has extreme sandy conditions.
Most of the farmers, if they delay planting their cashew, then they are missing out on the maximum rainfall. then the trees may not have enough water in the first season to establish. Previously, when we started planting cashew, it was almost a taboo to hear that you are putting manure on a cashew tree. But now we are emphasizing that because one, we are trying to provide the nutrition that may not be available in the purely sandy soils, and also we are trying to improve the water holding capacity of the sandy soils so that the cashew is able to have adequate water.
What is a cashew blend? This is a blend which has been formulated to look after the nutritional values which our cashew plants or cashew plantations will require. We have a number of blends. Any crop requires certain nutritional values for it to grow. Cashew requires certain numbers in terms of nutritional values. Being a fruiting tree, cashew requires a very good environment. So what we've done is to produce and to tailor-made this cashew blend specifically for cashew trees. We have a farm called Yuka Farms in Lumulunga district, where we have seen the mass development in terms of flowering because of the cashew blend. If you want to venture into cashew plantation, we have free agronomic services which we do as ETG Inputs Zambia Limited. You can call us, you can visit us to find out what you need for you to do cashew plantations.
During the cold season, we have instances of frost bite in most of the cashew trees. The ultimate solution is to work with our farmers to see how the nutrition of the trees is improved, and also where possible to be watering the plants during off-season.
CIDP is government's effort to revive the cashew industry in the Western Province.
Government basically came up with the Cashew Infrastructure Development Project because one potential the province has is cashew.
Western Province particularly was chosen in order to create room for more economic activity in the province. Government identified the province as having very few economic activities with the high incidences for poverty. So this project was identified to come and boost up economic activities.
The province itself is lacking in terms of development. There are very few industries that are there. So cashew is one of the success stories that the province is expected to produce.
Cashew Infrastructure Development Project is basically a government initiative to look at reviving cashew production in the province.
The CIDP is a 5-year project operating on a loan from the African Development Bank, and it's being implemented in 10 districts in the province.
And these districts are NGOMBO, Sioma, Senanga, Nalolo, Mongu, Dimulunga, Lukulu, Mitete, Kalabo, and Skongo. These districts were chosen because at the time of the project preparation, they were regarded as the potential areas where cashew would grow in the province, and they were also seen to be districts which had less prone kind of condition towards frost. That's how they were selected. The project objective is basically to contribute to the economic development of first of the Western Province and that of the country as well.
This project initially targeted to also rejuvenate about 200,000 odd trees and also to plant over 600,000 trees in Mongu district.
You realize that there are several components in there, and what ETG was focused on doing was on cashew plantation rejuvenation and the establishment.
The project is funded with financial assistance from the African Development Bank through a loan that was obtained by our government in 2016 in the total amount of 45 million US. The Zambian government has put in 10 million. That comes in through a lot of counterpart funding, some of it in cash, some of it in kind.
Most of the land in the Western Province is customary and held in trust by the Litunga. It is important for farmers, especially women and youths, to have access to land for the project to succeed. Subsequently, about 60,000 hectares have been reserved for cashew farming.
In the course of implementing project activities, it became apparent that there is need for deliberate effort, deliberate decision for people to have access to land. And this is where the Barros Royal Establishment came in to help with the specific land, basically to support women and youth.
The BRE saw it necessary to assist in the cashew project to ensure that all those that want to farm seriously get the 1 hectare of land. They are able to request land from the BRE directly from the headmen, from the Silalo Indunas who are responsible for the area, so that they can be given land that belongs to the Litunga, which is not within the family parcels. It's called the Muwangweshi. That land which is still a little bit free. Anyone is able to access it. Men or women are able to access it.
There is deliberate allocation of land to women and youth. And in the areas, in the districts where land has been given, CIDP has been working with the technical services branch, basically to look at how plots can be allocated and also recruitment of the farmers who are supposed to participate into that.
So the procedure right now is those area indunas, they are able to give land to the women if they request for it. And it's simply going to request for it. There are certain traditional ways in which they ask for the land. It doesn't cost money. It's just a question of going traditionally with the family members. They are allocated that land. Gender is a cross-cutting issue and is mainstreamed within the Cashew Infrastructure Development Project. Now, if you look at men and women in Western Province, they do all have access to land through their family ties and land that belongs to the family, but those parcels of family land are very, very small. So you will find that they are what we call katongo kashangwe. They are small, they are all being shared by everyone. For someone to have 1 hectare of land in that kind of land is very, very difficult.
The achievement for Sananga is that we have 6,254 beneficiaries, of which 3,977 are males and 2,277 are females.
The Litunga Liambwela, that is Her Royal Highness Mbuyo Imwiko, you know, she was able to look at this issue and said, how many women can keep going to ask for land? Therefore, in my chiefdom, she released 2,800 hectares of land to be put under cashew.
As I am talking today, I'm a woman beneficiaries who received the machineries for processing through CIDP CEEC matching grant.
Several trainings were conducted by ETG, and they ensured that women were part and parcel of those trainings and that some women were actually incorporated in being lead farmers.
We've so far produced 6.4 million cashew seedlings, and our project target in the project document was 6 million. About 6 million seedlings are basically polyclonal. These seedlings, they don't need to be grafted. They just grow because they've been scientifically been selected and bred by scientists. And these have been supervised and managed by our implementing partners, the Export Trading Group, ETG in short, and we have benefited greatly from their experience.
To satisfy the growing demand for cashew seedlings, CIDP has adopted the concept of community nurseries operated by the members of the community themselves.
ETG, Zambia Agricultural Research Institute, and the Ministry of Agriculture were able to have these community nurseries spread all over Western Province in these 10 cashew hub districts, and started distributing the seedlings.
We trained what we are calling nursery operators. These are members of the community selected, trained in terms of nursery establishment management, and also seed was provided. They raised the seedlings. Then communities in the particular localities come and collect the seedlings for planting.
So as Mong District, we have also 2 nursery farming institutes. We have one in Simulumbe, where the research institute is. We also have the FTC in Namshakend, where grafting of these trees is being done.
We have distributed seedlings to the farmers for the past 2 years, 2019-20 and 2021.
I can assure you that more than 6 million seedlings have been planted on the ground.
These are project-sponsored seedling production, and farmers receive them for free, but they are supposed to provide their input in terms of managing those seedlings so that they don't just die.
As the Zambia Agricultural Research Institute, we are collecting what we call scions from these mother trees, producing good quality seedlings from the mother trees. These good quality seedlings are being distributed to the farmers. In the next few years, we shall be able to see high quality and good quality cashew trees in this province.
Knowledge transfer is key for the overall success and sustainability of the CIDP.
We are looking at ensuring that the government extension officers are well trained in terms of cashew agronomy. The farmers that are planting the cashew are equally trained in terms of cashew agronomy. This is what is going to basically provide a basis for sustainability in terms of knowledge transfer at the community level.
We've been training farmers to manage these seedlings in a better way so that they can speed up the growth of the trees to come to yield in short possible time.
We were trained by ETG on cashew farming, field management, how to plant the cashew, how to weed, and up to the harvesting time.
These nursery operators were shown how to go about to demarcate points where seedlings should be planted and how planting holes should be prepared, dug and a mixture of the manure and the soil, so that to establish a base which could collect rainwater and nutrify the seedling as it grows. So those were kind of the training which was done during the nursery operator training.
I started with ETG in 2018 as a nursery operator, of which today I'm training other farmers, teaching them what I was taught by ETG.
Training of trainers came in after having established the cashew farmer groups. These groups were meant to be composed of cashew farmers who are very keen, committed to cashew production, so that they form a group to facilitate how to link up with them when it comes to knowledge transfer and all other aspects which are needed during cashew production. In total, we had about 1,249 group leaders who were involved in training. We have trained a group of farmers who were selected by a community. So from each camp, we got 2 operators who were trained on how to handle motorized mist blowers, as well as knapsack hand sprayers, which were now to be used for spraying. We trained them how to achieve effective spraying. We had to show them how to dilute, mix the given pesticide with water based on the recommended dose rate which you have to use to spray for the control of diseases and the insect pests. These spray operators were equipped very well with the protective gears from gumboots, wetsuits, helmets, goggles and gloves, even respirators.
Export Trading Group, ETG, has adopted a market linkage model to facilitate trade relations between farmers and buyers.
Under this project now, there is a very strong emphasis of market linkage.
We embarked on the process of marketing the cashew, whereby 3 tons was sold to Mongo. About 500 farmers benefited from the sale of the cashew nuts which they sold. Out of that, it has really influenced our farmers. They've seen the benefit of growing cashew.
We still have this aspect, of course, of going further to capture all the targeted farmers or even beyond. But the other major concentration of the project now would be to start looking at issues of marketing for the cashew, processing for the same product, where government together with partners will establish local processing plants.
One of the components within the CIDP is that of constructing of bulking centers, so that the farmers have a place where cashew can go. Then the buyers basically go to these bulking centers. The issue of marketing is going to be solved. When the trees that we are planting now start bearing fruit, you'll see all kinds of buyers coming in the province.
Okay, so what success stories do we have to tell about cashew production in Western Province?
There have been quite a number of jobs created. We have had nursery operators, we have had sprayer operators. On top of that, we have had a lot of transporters that were engaged in terms of transporting nursery materials to the various districts. As well, we have had a number of suppliers that were basically supplying these nursery materials. But if you look at the overall CIDP project, there were also a number of jobs created in the various components of the project. We have seen quite a number of farmers in the various districts, starting with the growing of cashew, doing intercropping.
I have got 241 trees of cashew nut, which is coming from ETG. ETG is helping us a lot, giving us knowledge, praying cashew nut for us, and doing everything possible for us, teaching us how to grow cashew nut.
I'm very happy that ETG taught us a lot of things about cashew. In fact, we are still wanting ETG to come forward and help us in so many ways.
The ETG, I'm giving them a credit because they are supporting me in this program. They have made me to attend so many workshops.
Our plants are doing fine, following the encouragement, the training that we have had with the ETGs. They have been with us. They have provided us with the chemicals. Our land mostly is affected by termites, but the ETGs have come on board to provide us with the chemicals.
Despite that, I haven't yet harvested, but the management, from the lessons which I learned, definitely I'm seeing some progress in my farming cashew.
We have benefited a lot from the presence of ETG here in Western Province. They have been making some visitation to our farm, and they have been providing advice
concerning the general management of our cashew nut plants, and also once in a while they have been providing us with chemicals.
This is a very good thing to us, especially we widows. I have got 5 children which I am keeping currently now, so this will go a long way.
We have one farmer in Mongu who started some time back with the cashew trees. Now she is into processing and packaging.
I'm a farmer, started farming in 2013. I have almost 10,000 trees where I'm collecting nuts. I was selling some nuts from other processors those days, but I was encouraged when I saw that the price of the commodity was so good.
Brenda MWANAMWALE was among cashew farmers who visited Tanzania on a farmer exposure trip.
I was picked, so we went to Tanzania for the farmer exposure trip. So we went there where we even saw how cashew in Tanzania is performing, and in Africa it looks like it's the country which has a lot more quality cashew nuts. So we were taken in 4 big factories where we found the ETG. They have factories and how the packaging was.
Finally, back in Zambia. As a component of social change and continuity, some schools in the Western Province are encouraging students to take up cashew farming.
As a school, the pupils also are being encouraged to be farmers through their agricultural lesson that we offer in school. We encourage them to plant cashew since it has got a long-term benefit to the community, the pupils, and as a school.
Litumezi Ahulu.